Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into the story of an organization whose incredible journey actually begins with a profound mystery. It's a story of human ingenuity, boundless curiosity, and just this relentless pursuit of the unknown. We're going to break down how this single entity didn't just look up at the stars, but literally altered the trajectory of our entire species.
So, what if I told you that one organization completely changed the future of humanity? I mean, it sounds like a massive exaggeration, right? But think about their actual feats for a second. This is an organization that literally sent humans to the moon. They explored the dusty surface of Mars with robotic emissaries. They built actual time machine telescopes that are capable of looking billions of years into the past. And today, right now, they're preparing for humanity's next giant leap.
That organization, of course, is NASA. Okay, let's really dive into this. Because here's the incredible twist that so many people overlook. NASA isn't just about rockets and astronauts. Their discoveries go way, way beyond the launch pad. The work they do out there in the vacuum of space has profoundly changed science, medicine, communication, weather forecasting, and the very technology we rely on every single day. I'm talking about things like the camera in the smartphone you might literally be holding right now.
But to really understand this whole shebang, we have to go back to the beginning. Let's look at what was, at the time, a truly impossible challenge. NASA was officially established on July 29, 1958. And this wasn't a time of peaceful scientific curiosity, okay? This was the height of the Cold War. There was immense historical tension, and humanity was staring down a monumental, honestly terrifying undertaking. You have these two global superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union, totally locked in this fierce competition to become the world's leading space power in what we now call the space race. So the crucial point here is the sheer danger involved. The challenge was absolutely enormous. At that time, nobody actually knew whether humans could safely travel into space, survive that brutal journey, or, ever return home.
NASA accepted that terrifying challenge. And after years of agonizing research, relentless testing, and several incredibly dangerous missions, the impossible finally became reality. Humanity was ready for a triumph that would echo through the ages, a real giant leap.
This incredible momentum kicked off on July 20, 1969, when the Apollo 11 mission successfully landed on the moon and Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin actually stepped onto the lunar surface. But, and this is key, the mission didn't stop at the moon. Humanity marched forward to the Voyager launches in 1977, the Hubble Space Telescope in 1990, and all the way to the James Webb Space Telescope in 2021. Let's focus back on that first major milestone for a second, though. 600 million. More than 600 million people watched that historic 1969 moon landing on television. I mean, think about that. In a time before the internet and global streaming, an incredibly large portion of the human race just stopped everything they were doing to watch this event together. It made it one of the most important, unifying moments in human history.
And during that broadcast, the whole world heard these unforgettable words. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Hearing Neil Armstrong say that, wow, it just creates a moment of pure awe, doesn't it? It perfectly encapsulated the sheer magnitude of what had just been achieved.
But reaching the moon wasn't the end. It was really only the beginning. We had to look farther beyond our solar system. So, in 1977, NASA launched the Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 robotic spacecraft, designed specifically to explore the outer planets. And the results? Well, decades later, Voyager 1 achieved something totally mind-bending. It became the first human-made object to actually enter interstellar space. And even today, it continues to send scientific data back to us from billions of kilometers away, literally. Then NASA turned its attention to our neighboring planet Mars, deploying this incredible fleet of robotic spacecraft: Spirit, Opportunity, Curiosity, and Perseverance. These rovers have been tirelessly exploring the red planet, and what they discovered absolutely changed everything. They found evidence that Mars once had flowing rivers, lakes, and conditions that may have actually supported microbial life billions of years ago. Which leads us directly to the profound question driving all this ongoing Martian exploration. Has life ever existed beyond Earth? It is perhaps the biggest mystery of our existence, right? And scientists are actively using these very rovers to search for the answer to that exact question today. Now, as if exploring other planets wasn't enough, NASA also decided to change the way we see the universe itself. By shifting our focus from our neighboring planets to the very edges of the cosmos, NASA began deploying tools to reveal the grand structure of space. To do this, we built two of the greatest tools in human history. First, in 1990, we got the Hubble Space Telescope, which captured those breathtaking images of distant galaxies and exploding stars, really helping us understand the age and expansion of the universe. Then came the James Webb Space Telescope in 2021. Using powerful infrared instruments, which is essentially night vision for the cosmos, James Webb can observe the oldest galaxies ever discovered. It allows scientists to look deeper into space and therefore farther back in time than we ever thought possible. It's like a literal time.
Okay, now let's bring this grand journey right back home to Earth, because here is something most people never realize. NASA's research does not stay in space. The grand reveal here is that the unbelievable effort required to explore the cosmos actually creates solutions for problems right here on our home planet.
We are talking about satellite weather forecasting that warns us of storms, improvements to the GPS you use every single day, even advanced medical imaging. Actually, the digital signal processing NASA invented for Apollo literally paved the way for modern MRI machines. And there's a pretty great bit of irony here too. We built multi-billion-dollar systems to look for aliens and ended up using that exact same space-grade water purification technology to filter the tap water in our own kitchens. Space exploration has quietly helped millions of people through technologies we use every single day. Without us,
Where do we go from here? Well, NASA is currently preparing for another historic chapter. We're turning our eyes back to the future, building momentum for what they are calling the next giant leap. It's called the Artemis Program, and it follows a pretty bold progression. Step 1, astronauts return to the moon. Step 2, we build a long-term human presence there. And Step 3, we use everything we learn on the lunar surface to prepare for future human missions to Mars. If successful, this highly structured plan could become the true beginning of humanity's journey to actually populate another planet. No way, right?
I mean, think about that for a second. Everything we've talked about today, every moon landing, every robotic rover on Mars, every spacecraft traveling beyond our solar system, and every telescope revealing the dawn of the universe. It all started with one simple core question. What lies beyond the sky?
NASA reminds us that curiosity is undeniably one of humanity's greatest strengths. Every launch, every mission, and every discovery brings us one step closer to understanding our true place in the cosmos. The next giant leap might not happen tomorrow for sure, but history has already proven one thing. When humanity dares to explore the impossible becomes reality. So what impossible thing will we dare to explore next? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, never stop looking.